this is it, guys. These are my last few days in Sierra Leone. We do the citizenship ceremony. It's about 5 groups here. We take our oath with the president. There's a big celebration with all of our new friends and Sierra Leonean family afterwards. We spend a little bit of time at the beach, and then we do a lunch with just our small group. But that's pretty much it that we did these last few days before we headed back to wherever it is we came from. Some people came from Europe, some people came from Trinidad, some people came from Jamaica, and the rest of us came from the US.
And you have photo opportunity with the president during that period. Okay? Any question? Okay?
So it is at this point that they have some folders with our names and our oath that we have to sign that they're passing around. So we get a copy of the oath, and the president gets a copy of the oath that we sign, and then we also, together as a group, stand up and say it. So I did not record. I was told that I was not allowed to record. Some people were sneaking and still recording. But there were designated people that were media that were allowed to record. But there's a lot of strict rules. So once the president entered, you cannot leave and no one else can come in. And we were not allowed to use our phones or anything to record. So I think Dinus Amir, and he recorded, so I will grab some snippets from his video and put them in here.
A salon reunion city, we could name it, could be, and I hope we believe in and we pursue dreams with unrelenting energy. However you want to be Sierra Leonean, be so. Be the Sierra Leonean that you want to be. This is the land of your heritage. This is your ancestral home.
Diantha Hudson Dacier, Aisha LaDon Rahman. So once you finish signing them, please clip them back together with the clip at the top.
Again, on behalf of the government and people of Sierra Leone, I truly welcome all of you back home. Always come back. You don't need invitation anymore. This is home. Thank you.
This is beautiful. We did it, guys.
Hold on, guys. All right, quickly, Erin, come. All right, that's it. 1, 2, 3, go.
Are you happy to be here? Yes. Do you like Sierra Leone? Yes.
Love it.
Do you love Sierra Leone?
Yes.
Indeed, we are all extremely happy that we are now one family. We are together, we are bonded together, and we are going to remain together until another day. You all will know what another day means. Our ancestors have connected us thousands of years ago. Here we are today, fully connected. Bloodline. Nothing can change that. That shows we are indeed very happy. And we also, the happiness on the face of the president today, while he was giving me the passport and all the smiles and everybody. But we cannot just stop at that. We always want to have a traditional cultural event like this on the day when the passports are given, so that we can feel Sierra Leone. I know some of you have eaten cassava leaves, potato leaves and everything, but this one is the African way, where we all eat together, we celebrate together, and then at the same time, we continue to be together. So we are going to enjoy Sierra Leone cuisine, of course, different kinds. But one thing I will tell you is that Sierra Leone has the best African cuisine in West Africa.
Absolutely.
The best. I tell you, there have been competitions of cooking of jollof rice. And all those competitions have been won by Sierra Leone. And there was a time there was a competition in New York. A Sierra Leonean won the cooking competition as providing the best African food. So we made our name. If you check some of the records. But you see, our food reflects a mix of our culture. Because Sierra Leone was a place for repatriated slaves, freed slaves. So we have people from different parts of the world coming to Sierra Leone as a melting pot. So once was a melting pot, it means we have a little bit of everything. With a combination of that makes Sierra Leone unique, just like the language we speak in the language. So today, it's not a talk. Today we are going to make sure we dine in Sierra Leone, we wine the Sierra Leone way, we dance the Sierra Leone way, we pop the Sierra Leone way, we hug, we smile, so that it can be a memory day. We cannot do this without going. We have to do this. We have to do this, eat together, dine together, and share the Sierra Leonean hospitality. So we thank the Monuments and Heritage Commission and all staff, and all of those who have put this wonderful array of dishes together. The only promise you can give me is that none will be sent home. None will be sent home. We're going to finish all of it. So let me take this opportunity of inviting you to the table. You pick fufu. You can mix anything. There is no law here that you cannot mix fufu and cassava leaves. And then you cannot mix rice and beans. You can mix rice and beans. You can eat cake, cassava leaf and rice. Any combination is okay. So thank you very much once again. I want to see the best traditional dancer by the end of the food, because I'm going to challenge that person so that we dance the Sierra Leone music, we go the ceremony. Thank you very much. Happy event. Let's celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have cassava leaves, we have cocoa leaves, we have tula, best jollof rice in the world. We have vegetables, we have sour. You can eat it with fufu. And then we also have bean sakara, we have sweet potato, we have plantain, we have olele, it's made out of beans. Very nice. And then we also have okra.
Oh yes. Great.
Also, we have our local beans. All these beans are made in Sierra Leone, the star, the guineas, the music, and we have palm wine. So feel free, relax, and enjoy yourself.
All right.
Thank you. The food is yours.
The thing that is bad, alligator. But like they used to call them like the similar way. The film that they act, crocodile film, the way that they act the film is the behavior of the alligator, not the crocodile. Yeah. Crocodile is hardly to eat human. Even if you arm the crocodile, it won't eat you. Like if it want to harm you, it will use the tail. You stop, that is disturbing. You don't have food for the thing and then you call. Even human, if you are hungry, they disturb you, you get mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm hungry and then you disturb me, I said no, stop to disturb, I'm hungry for now. If you persist, I know. I won't allow that. Yeah, because I'm not in the mood for that.
So Natalie and I came to spread her aunt's ashes at what was supposed to be a waterfall. However, so because they due to construction and disruption of the land, the water was no longer falling. Yeah.
To flow faster.
Yeah, I mean, it probably still has some water during rain.
Because there is bridge.
Yeah. That's sad.
Even water, there is water, but the water is not too plenty.
So it could also be the time of the year, because it's not the rainy season, that there was no waterfall. So I've seen on YouTube and other people's videos the waterfall. At least this is the location that I thought it was at. So I was mostly just there to support Natalie. And since there was no waterfall, we decided to walk to the other side of the beach and spread her aunt's ashes. Now I see why there's so much excitement about this beach. This is the most beautifulest beach I've ever been to, and the water is so warm. It feels so good. I can't believe that this is my home. This is my ancestral home. So before we left, we also went to the Aberdeen Women's Center. So if you are someone who donated money to my fundraiser, this is where those items went. So we took school supplies as well as sanitary supplies for the women. I didn't record inside the facility for the privacy of the women, but there are women and girls here as young as the age of 2 years old. So you can do some research about fistula, but a lot of the women here have fistula from rape or childbirth, mostly from rape. And so we came to bring them sanitary supplies.
So it has been an interesting couple of days. I haven't had time to reflect and make these reflection videos just because it's been super busy. So we went to Bunce Island. Bunce Island was very educational. It was very interesting. However, it was very, very emotional. Not necessarily from the history of, I guess, I don't know how to explain it. It's from the history that's there, but it is also the experiences that we had based on the prayers that were given while we were there. So pretty much the whole entire trip, while we've been here at Sierra Leone, we've had a tour guide, and his name is Francis Musa Momo. Excellent tour guide, very intelligent. I have a lot to learn from him. I actually hope to do my library internship here in Sierra Leone and work with Francis. He's an awesome, beautiful person. So Francis took us on a tour of Bunce Island, gave us the rundown, gave us all of the information that we needed. But what broke me was before we even got there, at the shores where you first come in, was the prayers that he did to our ancestors, letting them know that we had arrived. And he did it in Creole. That is what made the experience of Bunce Island for me personal. Without that prayer that he did when we arrived, it would have just been like, oh, that was very interesting. This was very educational to learn about, you know, the path of no return, to learn about the different quarters and the different things that took place on Bunce Island. Like, I know all of that. I've done my research, I've done my reading. So it was very educational to then be on the place, you know, on the land, because it's Bunce Island is an island, to be on the land of the place that I read about. But it was that prayer So also my guide that I'm here with, Diallo, also did a prayer. I believe he's Ifa, and he did libations. I don't really know a lot about it. I've got to do my research because that is a big thing here. Traditional African religion and tradition is a huge thing here in Sierra Leone. Whether you're Muslim or Christian, it doesn't matter. They still incorporate traditional West African spirituality, religion into their everyday practice. So I have a lot to learn. It was an amazing time, an amazing experience. The other thing that we did after we left Buns Island is we got back on the ferry, and we actually passed Tasso Island on our way to Buns Island. So Tasso Island is a Temne village where I did my naming ceremony, where I was adopted in to my Temne family. Temne actually means old man. Temne means old man, and they call themselves Temne because it is an expression of we will last forever. Like, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here forever. But Temne means old man, and it's a Bantu language. So during my naming ceremony, it was amazing. It was very emotional. I cried. They took some of us women, they actually took all of us women to the back, make sure we're properly covered, because the majority of Temne are Muslim. Some of the women didn't have on hijab. Some of us, like myself, my scarf wasn't covering everything, so they just helped us before we did the official naming ceremony, because it's a spiritual ceremony. So we also sacrificed a goat. It was very interesting the way that they did it. I don't have video footage of it because I didn't want to trigger anybody, but basically, like, the guy who is slaughtering, I think they did a goat and a sheep, who's slaughtering the animal, you know, it's Zabiha, they say the prayer, they slaughter the animal. This was my first time ever experiencing or seeing a slaughtering. Yeah. I think if we all had to kill our own animals, pluck the feathers, scale the fish, a lot of us would be vegetarian, myself included in that list. So yeah, I'm not gonna give you guys the gory details, but basically, like, he's slaughtering the animal, but there's a line of us behind him, and I don't know if this is the Islamic way of doing it or if this is the Temne way to do it. I have to do my research and see, because I never have seen this. I've never looked into it. I've never researched it because it was nothing that I was ever going to really participate in. But because I was here, I took advantage of every opportunity I could. I just had to get out of my comfort zone. So basically, like, he's slaughtering the animal and a sister is behind him holding his shirt, and then they lined us all up behind her. So like, the person that I was in front of, I'm holding on to her shirt or whatever she's wearing. So it's almost like I'm slaughtering it, or I'm getting the blessings of slaughtering it, but I'm not slaughtering it myself. So I thought that was very interesting. So they did that. They gave us our names. My name, my Temne name is Ruhor Kalbo, or Rukiatu, meaning the firstborn. So I was told that Rukiatu is also Arabic. I don't know. I have to do some research into this name and truly understand the meaning, because it just means firstborn. However, I don't know if Ruhor means firstborn or if the whole thing, Ruhor Kalbo, means firstborn. But Rukia in Arabic is usually like, it's something that you do. Some people may say, like, if you're possessed, it's like a spiritual healing prayer, like you recite Quran and all this over a person to perform the ruqya, which is like almost like I won't say like when someone gets baptized, but like, you know, when you think somebody's got some issues and you do ruqya on them, or like basically like if they think you have like a jinn or something evil in you, and like, you know, people like, I'm gonna pray for you. That is ruqya in Islam. Is they'll recite Quran and they'll like blow their hands and wipe it all over your body, is my understanding. So I don't know what Ruqya has to do with firstborn, but yeah, I say that to say I have a lot to learn. Not only am I Temne, but I am also Mendi. And from walking with Francis, we did a historical tour of Freetown. We also went to Bo. I'll talk a little bit about Bo. We went to Bo. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of history here that connects to my Fulani ancestry in Guinea-Bissau, and also my Kru ancestry in Liberia. And I had a lot of questions about how did I have ancestry in all of these places? But after understanding and listening to the history of Sierra Leone, let me tell you how proud I am to be Sierra Leonean. Y'all are gonna be sick of me. Like, I am so proud to be Sierra Leonean, to see the history, the historical things that have taken place on this land. And I got to pray. Did I tell you I got to pray here? I got to pray in one of the oldest masjids during the month of Ramadan. Y'all know I was a ball of tears. I was a ball of tears. You can't photograph in there. You're not supposed to have your phones. It's just been an amazing, this week has been an amazing week. Have a couple more days here and I'm gonna be sad to leave, but I will be back. I will definitely be back, and I will be back sooner than later. Where do I begin? Okay, so I want to keep this positive. We're in Sierra Leone. It's a third world country. It's a very poor country. We headed up to Bo after I did my Temne ceremony. I headed up to Bo, which is a province, which is basically where all of the villages are. So Bo is like the next largest town compared to Freetown in Sierra Leone. So I've been staying in Freetown for the majority of my time here. It needs some work. There's some things that need to be done. But Bo is the next biggest place. And that's by population as well as by size. So in Bo, there is a village called Moyomba. Moyomba that we visited, which is the majority Mende. Or not majority, they are Mende. It's a Mende village. So we visited Moyomba, which is the Mende village where I was, So we visited Bo, and in Bo, which is the next largest town here in Sierra Leone compared to Freetown, is a village called Moyomba. Moyomba, yeah, I think I'm saying that right. So that is the Mende village that, because I'm also Mende, I'm Temne and Mende. That is the Mende village that adopted me. The Mende ceremony was significantly different than the Temne ceremony. So Mende people, majority of them are Christian. There are a few Muslims, but the majority of them are Christian. The Temne village, I don't think that, like, they have a church and they say they're Christian and Muslim, but they were pretty much Muslim. Here in Sierra Leone, everybody respects everybody's religion. Christians marry Muslims, Muslims marry Christians. It doesn't matter. Pretty much, it doesn't matter what religion you are here. Like, it's a part of their constitution to, you know, love everyone and not treat them different because of their religion. Like, it's literally a part of the foundation of this country, which I absolutely love. We're looking at the constitution when I did my swearing in and my oath. They went through the constitution with us. It's amazing, and it's what makes me very proud to be Sierra Leonean. But I digress. So we went to Bo. We went to Moyomba, which is a village. I always stayed at this hotel that had some issues and needed a lot of work. A lot of work. So if you go to Bo, just be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared, sister. Prepared. I gotta work on my Creole accent because I was not prepared for Bo. Not prepared for Bo. Some of the rooms didn't have running water. Some of my outlets didn't work. It wasn't very clean. Yeah, and not to bash Sierra Leone or anything. It's just to show that there's a lot of work that needs to be done here, and there's a lot of opportunities that are here. And that was actually one of the best places that you could stay in Bo. So it shows like, hey, you could come here and start something, a business, a motel or a resort here in Bo, because it's definitely needed. Definitely needed. So I stayed in Bo, went to Moyumbo, went to the Mende village. It's a Christian village. Absolutely beautiful people. Like, very, very beautiful people. I think I cried again. I think I cried again. My Mende name is Niende. Did I say that right? Niende. Yeah, Niende, which means very beautiful. It's gonna take me a little bit to get used to that, or referring to myself as that. I'm like, maybe I'll use it for a nickname. Like my husband can call me Niende or something. I don't know. But you know, based on my understanding, it's not just your outer beauty, but it's your inner beauty. But even that, like, yeah, that's not something I'm very comfortable claiming for myself yeah. I am very proud because my family gave me that name. And in fact, they gave me the name before they seen me. So they just had a list of all of our names. And then the chief and the parliament chief and the people of the community went through and they did these prayers and things like that. And then they presented us, our names were already ready when we got there. And every single one of us, there's 17 of us, every single one of us had a name that fitted us so perfectly. So there's a guy that came with us, and he's a photographer. His name is Nyandebu, which basically means it is your job to make your environment beautiful. So he's a photographer, he captures beauty, but he also creates beauty within his artwork. And it just, everybody's name fit them so perfectly. So we did our naming ceremony, and we had a big party, and everybody ate food, and we danced. And then I got into I went with another lady that came with us. We got into a canoe, and we were pushed over or paddled over the Sewa River. If you guys know anything about the history of the Sewa River, yeah, Google that. Then we got to the other side. So our Mende guide that was with us, a different guide from the Temne guide, was like, yeah, you guys can go. We got permission, we asked permission. It was two of the guys from the Mende village that took us over to the other side of the river. We get there and everybody's like, oh, is this diamonds? Is this gold? And they're like, no, if it was gold or diamonds, you would know. It would be shiny, it would look like this. And they're like, yeah, you guys are not good at this. Another guy is like waving his hands, dives into the water, swims all the way across the river. It's not very deep, it's not very far. And it's like, no women, no women, no women, no, no, no. So apparently, we were not told it's bad luck for women to be on the other side of the river. Nobody told us this. So we were like, okay, we apologize, we're sorry. He then proceeded to show us how to properly look for gold and diamonds because we were doing it wrong. We gave him a tip to make him happy, and then he took us back to the proper side of the river where we belong. We were like, we asked our guide, we were like, why didn't you tell us? He said, oh, it's a superstition, not everybody believes it, you know, it's just a superstition. So he failed to mention that us women, which are the only ones that went, it was just us three women, to the other side of the river. It was fun. It was an amazing opportunity. I don't have any regrets, but I think I broke some rules as a new Sierra Leonean. But yeah, that was pretty much it with my experience in Bo. Pretty much it's a village. So basically the only difference between a village and like maybe the suburbs is there's no fence. So you have your house and the houses are not in a straight row. So you can have a house here, a house here, a house here, a house there to make sure everybody fits. And then there's no fencing in between. Like everybody, it's a village. Everybody's together. Everybody does everything together, which I love. It's different. It's something to get used to, but I like it. I like the idea of it. So yeah. So I've been in Sierra Leone about 2 weeks now. It's been an amazing opportunity. It's been an amazing trip. I have a few days left. We've had a little bit of downtime, but for the most part, this was not a vacation. This was not a relaxing vacation. We are here working. We're either at a workshop, or we're taking a tour of a village, or we're taking a tour of the town, learning the history. We did a museum. We had a day where we went to the beach. We have another beach day that's coming up right before we leave. And then we did the museum. There has not been a day. Those are like the only 2 rest days. This is a workcation. You're gonna work.
Okay, so to be fair, it depends on the group you come with. There's 5 groups. I came with Diallo, and he put us to work. But I would not have changed my experience. So I talked with some of the people from the other groups, and I'm glad that I came with Diallo, and I'm glad that we did the work. There's actually more that we could have done while we're here. Well, I guess not, given the time, but we did a lot of work, and I'm very proud of what we did while we're here.
Coronation. We were finally sworn in. We did our oath. We were sworn in by the president. Got to shake the president's hand. Got to say a few words. Then we all took a group photo on the lawn with the president. It was an amazing day. It was an amazing day. Of course, I cried. I'm always crying. Like, it's so annoying. I'm a big crybaby. It's so annoying, and I'm like fanning myself. I'm like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But yeah, it's official. I'm a Sierra Leonean. I have dual citizenship, of course, because I was born in the States. And it's interesting is like, people ask you where you're from. Are you going to say Sierra Leone? Are you going to still say California? People ask your name. Are you going to say Aisha? Or are you going to say Rukur or Nyande? Like, what are you going to tell people now? I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know. I think it just depends on who's asking and the situation. So I think for the most part, when people are asking me where I'm from, they're not asking me as far as like somewhere in the United States. They're asking me because they see I wear hijab, they see that, you know, my skin, and they want to know what country am I from. I will be telling them Sierra Leone. I do have Ancestry, Fulani Ancestry in Guinea-Bissau, actually Fulani and Jola in Guinea-Bissau, but they're pretty much like the same. Mende and Temne here in Sierra Leone, and Kru people in Liberia. But based on the history, I'm from Sierra Leone. I'm Sierra Leonean, so that's what I'm going to tell people. And it feels really good. It feels really good.
On behalf of African Ancestry, you know, we thank you as I put the message. It takes a lot to trust somebody enough to come on a voyage like this. It takes a lot of trust. And the success of these types of trips start with you trusting us. You're trusting the fact that you will be able to trust the other people on the trip. And the success of group trips really has everything to do with the people on those trips. There's a certain amount of consideration that you have to have for other people in order for this to be successful. Without that consideration, we would not have had the consideration that you've shown for each other. We would not have had that good time. Like the way you all take care of each other, even though we left Mama Betty once, sorry Mama Betty. The way that you all take care of each other, day in and day out, look for each other, carry each other's stuff, you know, loaning millions of Leones. And then people get the back and shopping and this, you've been true. You know, and I know it's not easy, number one. Thousands of miles, a country you've never been in, a country you've never been to, trusted us that you would actually get citizenship. I know some of y'all were worried about the paperwork. Y'all were worried if you would actually get your passport. Like, is this real? Is this something that's really going to happen? You know, or they, let me take a risk and try. So hopefully y'all can take some time when you go home to just give yourself some time and space to just sit with your experiences. You know, give yourself a week to just remember. If you didn't write in your journal, you know, try to draft out what did I do each day if you don't remember. Just from the day you got to the airport to the day you left. See if you can remember what you did each day. The people do that, you know, as you look through your pictures.
Wait. Don't click off the video yet. I have one more video. Thank you so much for sticking with this journey. I hope that it was valuable. I hope that I was able to share a lot, but I have one more video for you. I am going to share the next video is going to be a step-by-step of how I got to Sierra Leone. The application process, the paperwork, all of the things that you have to do to get to go to Sierra Leone. Because you can't just show up and go. So I'm gonna tell you all the information that you need, give you all the links, give you all the resources, share with you guys the different groups that are going to Sierra Leone. So this last video, this is gonna be the last one, I promise. And if you haven't watched the other 9, go back and watch my other videos. So I'm gonna do this one last video for you guys and share the step-by-step process, all the paperwork and everything. If you have any questions about Sierra Leone, if you have any questions about Ancestry or African ancestry, please comment or reach out to me directly. I am happy to help. I'm your sister, Aisha Rahman. I am a genealogy librarian, a heritage travel advisor, and a Sierra Leonean. Life is good. Have a blessed day.